Hello and welcome into Football.Fun with Laird. I am Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdino on FDF. Here today, it's a big day. You could argue it's the biggest of days for Football.Fun. The marketplace is opening today. It's opening in 58 minutes. Now, not everything is going to be open. We're not going to be able to go all crazy and everything, but the market's going to be open. And I don't want to say it's going to be chaos, maybe organized chaos. I don't know. I'm very excited about it because this is kind of the first time that I've ever been involved in something this early. And I've been doing FDF content for a few months now, been playing the game basically since the run up. Sorry, I got something on me there. The run up to the Champions League final, and then again for the Club World Cup. The whole game was free at that point. The pro version is kicking off today. Again, 58 minutes. And it's pretty crazy how it's finally happening. And that's coming from somebody who has really just been a player at this point. I've talked to Adam and Caleb a bunch, and everyone kind of in the community has been super helpful, and everyone's really excited. And I bought some Founders Packs. I was actually away on holiday last week, bought the Founders Packs while I was going, and didn't open them. I haven't revealed anything that I have. So I actually have no idea what my portfolio is going to look like, in a couple minutes when I open all the packs. But one of the big things that I wanted to go through on stream today was essentially how everything is going to work from now on, at least in terms of today and then what it looks like moving forward, because the FDF of today is going to act very differently than the FDF in the future, and including tomorrow, but also in 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 10 years, long may it run. And so in order to kind of get involved at this point, there are no more Founders Packs. Those have all been distributed. And so if you are somebody who is new to joining Football.Fun, what you have to do is just buy shares from the market. And that's how we get going. Quick note, obviously, nothing on this video should be considered financial advice. I am certainly not a financial advisor. I am a fantasy football player who is playing Football.Fun. And kind of everything that I look at from the Football.Fun perspective is, for entertainment purposes. I have a lot of fun doing it, not to kind of harp on the fun part of Football.Fun, but I think it is the most important part. And what we've seen over the last few months is a lot of people who are used to playing kind of paid fantasy sports games, and they've been playing the free version of Football.Fun for a few months, kind of in preparation for what's happening starting today. And so what is going to happen in 55 minutes, and I don't even know what's happening in 55 minutes in terms of whether the whole website looks different, if there's a different banner or whatnot. But what is going to be kind of different is we'll be able to go into the marketplace. And what we're looking at now in terms of what the market will look like, we're only starting with the first 10 players, which I revealed on stream last week to everybody who was kind of interested. And the Founders Packs include the top 100, or the first 100 players. I don't want to keep calling them the top 100, the first 100. And kind of as a reminder, FDF will only have about 200 players as part of the player pool. There may be some more or less, but basically the idea is that we're trying to play a football game that is fun because all of the players. And obviously there are people who love to dive deep into scouting and finding the next hidden gem, but and there are mechanisms for that one day we'll get into, probably not today, because today's all about kind of what we're getting at today. But it's going to be basically the market opening today is going to be the first 10 players who were revealed, like I said, on my stream. And there was a great Twitter thread here. I from FDF talking about the release today. And so the top 10 players, as we see, Allison Becker, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Josko Vardiol, Amir Rahmani, Joshua Kimmich, Bruno Fernandes, Cole Palmer, Erling Haaland, Mohamed Salah, and Lamine Yamal. And so these are the players that are going to be tradable in 53 minutes. Now, there are plenty of people who may have shares of these players already because they had them in the Founders Packs, but these are the 10 that are going to be open today. And then each day we're going to get 10 more, with the first tournament happening this weekend. And so I really liked this thread because it kind of explained everything that is going to happen over the next day and 2 days. So phase 1 is the one that starts in 52 minutes and however many seconds it is. I don't know. Where trusted users, which are those that kind of have been involved in FDF for a while, will have a $300 buy limit per player. So you can you can buy fractional shares of players, depends where, how high the prices get. I'm not here to speculate on where they go because I frankly have no idea how many people are going to be jumping in immediately. But I think the one lesson that I've been kind of told a few times is kind of expect some pretty significant volatility, which happens kind of when these crypto projects launch. There was a great, actually Adam has been on like a number of podcasts, but he had a good Twitter thread or kind of a Twitter article today. If you can follow him in Adam FDF _, that explained kind of where FDF, now I've lost it from today. Well, look at him reposting me. But the kind of the point is, yeah, they could just make it limitless for everybody and the market gets all out of whack and, a bunch of whales can come in and just gobble everything up. And they've designed this kind of these introductory phases to allow people who are not whales to be able to get in at kind of the initial prices that we're seeing. And so it just becomes a more fair distribution to the community, which people who have been involved in other projects basically, can consider that a little nuts because, you're basically stopping people from spending more money than they want, or you're stopping people from spending the money that they want because they want to build a more sustainable and fair marketplace for all of the users, which I think is a phenomenal thing that they're doing. And so new users will have lower limits at the start, but eventually, as we see after the first hour, which is what they're calling phase 2, the trusted users can now go from a maximum of 300 to a maximum of 3,000. Now, the trusted users, there's no specific formula that I know of that determines like where you fall in that range, but obviously you'll be able to see it on the site. And then, like it says here, they're continuously reviewed up until the point of sale and may change. And then new users can start to buy at lower limits. Now, this says new users without connections. The connections part is interesting because your history with other crypto or older crypto projects will allow you to have access to higher limits. And so when you log into FDF, you can see here, like I linked my previous collections. I was never a huge NFT guy, but Footium and Sorare are mine. And, if you were into Pudgy Penguins or Club or any of these, you can get potentially higher buy limits early on. So phase 3, here, when a player hits a $2 million market cap, the buy limits are removed, which means you can buy as many shares as you want. And then selling doesn't reset your daily limit, meaning if you bought shares and then sold some, your limit doesn't get increased by the amount that you sold. It's literally just a daily buy limit. And then your trust score is based on, as it says there, rep score, founder pack spend, and beta performance. And that's the end of that discussion. But I think it's really important because all of this is basically happening today and over the next few days as they release more and more players. And so there are, Mike points out here, along with the other safety nets, Adam said that the buying restrictions also increase the inability for initial rugs, which I think obviously the more that I get involved in FDF, the more comfortable I've become, obviously, with the platform itself. And I really, I trust that they're in this to create a phenomenal platform that is going to last for a significant amount of time. And there are a lot of levers that go into that. And one of them is making sure that the initial launch is as fair and welcoming to new users as it is to the people who have kind of helped them get to this point. And so it's just something that I have gotten much more familiar with. Now, I will say that that FDF is just is self-described as a crypto native game. And so there is kind of a humongous crypto aspect of it. And yet they have made it very easy. I am not somebody, like I said, I wasn't really big in NFTs. I'm certainly not huge into crypto, but the ability to, deposit into the wallet using Base is very easy. And so, it's just a fairly easy process. Mike said, just to be clear, I wasn't on the founders rugging anything. Yeah, absolutely. I think I didn't take it like that at all. And so I don't think anybody is. Anybody who's seen kind of Adam on the circuit of talking about FDF in different places is familiar with how he speaks of the platform. And a lot of it is not so much just like the idea of Football.Fun as a platform being sustainable, because like sustainability is not enough of a goal. It seems they want to thrive, and by thriving, they want all of their users to thrive as well. And the way that the game and the platform are built is around basically the people who work at FDF will thrive if the community and the users thrive. And it's not the other way around, that they're basically just taking everything from us. And so it's just a great feeling so far. And I will say additionally that, excuse me, I'm going to be doing a ton of content around FDF, and this is just the beginning of it. If you're watching this on X, all of the videos will be on my account there at Andrew M. Laird. And if you are a YouTube guy, FDF with Laird is kind of the name of the channel. I'm going to have everything streaming there as well. So if you would be so kind as to subscribe to those channels subscribe and follow, that allows us to get the FDF word out. And that the more people who get interested in it, it's not so much like, oh, let's just get a bunch of new people so that we can cash out. But I think this is going to be an incredibly fun, it's not even a pun, but I think a fun and rewarding game for those who get involved. And you don't necessarily have to get involved today in order to have a good time on the platform. I think it's one of those that anytime you join is going to be good. And what's really nice about it is there are different tools in place where just because somebody has a bigger budget than you doesn't mean that they are always going to be able to do better than you in the game. And basically their, upside isn't affecting you, as we are all kind of buying shares of these different players. Andy Mack said, this is the most bullish I've been in a project in a long time. And I kind of feel similarly. And I kind of remember speaking to Adam early on, and the more that he explained it, the more it was like they've really thought of everything. And I think the reason for that is because Adam, and I assume other people who work at FDF, Adam's just the most public one at this point, but they've learned lessons from other projects. And there are some that just clearly straight up failed. And it's obvious that everybody at Football.Fun kind of went and found what the problems were, because they've taken a little bit of different platforms and put them together. And they clearly identified the problems that other platforms had and figured out ways to solve those issues while still maintaining an opportunity for users to actually enjoy the platform and for the company itself to do well. And so that's kind of what has made me really comfortable with it. Andy said it's a great sales technique, overcome the objections before they arise. Yeah, I don't even know if it was necessarily like objections, but I think when you have a trading game like this, it does remind people of Football Index and Footstock. And those are games that I didn't ever get involved with only because of where I lived. It wasn't available in the US where I am. And so those are surely platforms that I would have gotten on because I love the idea of like share trading of players and having a fantasy element that helps contribute to why these player shares are valuable. And so Football.Fun kind of just puts that all together for me, which is really, really nice because there's obviously the fantasy aspect of it, of the players of the shares that you own compete in the fantasy tournaments, and you can win from those. Or if you just want to trade, or if you want to do both, that Football.Fun allows you to dive in really hard if you want. You can trade by games, you can trade by weeks, and or you can just buy and hold, or maybe you're somebody who has a 6-month time frame that you think somebody may become more valuable, then you can wait on that. And it's just there's clearly many ways that to play. And I'm not going to say there's no wrong way to play because sometimes there's a wrong way, but there are a lot of right ways to play that are fun and allow you to spend the time doing things that you want to do as part of your portfolio on Football.Fun. Now, there's an article. I actually don't know if it's up yet. But there is an article somewhere because I wrote it. Here it is. Over on RotoWire, which is a site that I used to work for. Just what is Football.Fun? And so I wrote this about basically just what it is. This is what Football.Fun is. And I described it as your next favorite fantasy game. And one of the things that I kind of had to go through is you see here, wait, I don't have to set lineups. And one of the frustrations that I think people have in fantasy games all over is having to set the lineups and the research that goes into setting lineups just to find out if a player is going to play. And that's not fun. What we want to do is play a fantasy game where we try to, plant our flag on players we think will do well. And Football.Fun gives us that opportunity that we can accumulate shares of players that we think will do well either this weekend or in 2 weekends and we're getting ahead, or in a month, or for the rest of the season. And what I like about this idea of not having to necessarily set lineups. Now, this isn't to like crap all over other platforms that make you set lineups. Like obviously it's a big part of fantasy, but being able to spend more time on who are the players that I like and that I think will do well is is an easier experience than who are the 5 or 7 or 11 or 15 players that I'm going to put together this week that I think will do the best. And I hope that they play. And so Football.Fun kind of delivers on that, which I love. So we're now 40 minutes away from the market opening. So I think it's a good time to open these packs. Now, I've seen other people reveal their packs, but I haven't gotten together a full list of the full 100 players yet. And I think that's actually something that's going to be quite fun when the market fully opens and we really know who the first 100 are, and then eventually we'll see who the second 100 are. But these are the packs. And to be honest, I had kind of a dual thought on the reveal. Now, if you are not somebody who got any founders packs and you don't know how this works, I'm not going to be opening 100 individual packs. And I actually thought that was going to be the case. And I learned at some point that that's not what's going to happen. So you don't have to sit here and watch me open 100 packs. Now, each pack has 4 players in it with 2,000 total shares, not 2,000 per player, 2,000 total shares. And the idea is, hopefully I get more shares of the better players and fewer shares of the worst players. But as a reminder, there's only 100 players that within Europe's top 5 leagues. And so it's not like I'm going to be sitting here getting a bunch of shares of players that we've never heard of. We're going to know all of these guys. We may not know how to pronounce their names correctly, but we're going to know who they are. And over the next few days, we'll be able to trade the players that are in this portfolio. Now, like I said, the 10 players that are going to be available on the market today, if any of those are in my packs, and they're some phenomenal players, and I would love tons of shares of these players, those are the only players that if I wanted to sell, I could sell them today. Each day when we get 10 more, maybe some of the players that I have end up being in that list if I do want to sell it all. I think what a lot of people may do is consolidate their portfolio based on the players that they want, or getting rid of players that they don't want. And over the next few weeks, once those players get added, or a few days, excuse me, we may see people kind of start selling out of those. But again, if you do sell shares, then those players aren't eligible for fantasy tournaments. And so there's a whole bunch of that. But anyway, so let's see what we got. Oh, actually, I think there's music. I forgot about that. Hold on. I got to change the way I share my screen, or else that's not going to be fun at all. No, actually, maybe I can't do it today. Never mind. My bad. Let's just open. All right. So 5,000 shares of Jules Koundé. That's my top one. I also have, let's see, how many shares? 4,000 shares of Manuel Locatelli. And the final one, 4,500 shares of Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now, I'm going to be quite blunt here that the player I want the most is Lamine Yamal. For a variety of reasons, but I think he's really fun. And so let's see if we got any. So I also had 4,000 shares of Oblak and Cucurella and Gibbs White, and there's Yamal. 4,000 shares of Yamal. Let's go. Okay, Bastoni, Trafford. What do you think about Locatelli? I don't even really know enough about Locatelli. I don't think Locatelli, I know for a fact, Locatelli was not in my list of when I tried to guess the top 100. And so the fact that I have so much of him is interesting, I guess. All right, let's see. Bastoni, Trafford, Rice, Declan Rice, 3,500 shares. Barella, Joan Garcia, which is probably like Hoan. I don't know. Jonas Svensson, I think it's Jonas. Julian Alvarez, who I love. 3,000 of Lautaro Martinez. 3,000 of Rafinha and Rodri. Rodri's going to be an interesting one because he's hurt to start the season. And I wonder if we'll see how the market reacts to that, whether people will try to get out of him because he's not going to play for a little bit, or maybe they hold knowing kind of the upside that Rodri has. That's going to be a fun one to watch. Caicedo, Yildiz, Vitinha, Kobel, Scott McTominay, there we go. Vinny Jr. and Jonathan Burkhart. Do you know how to withdraw yet? I do, Mike. I actually do. Well, at least I know the idea. I will say that depositing is quite easy because you're just sending money to a specific wallet on the base network. So I was downright shocked, and I assume withdrawing is the same way, but we'll get to that in a little bit, or one day. I don't know. 2,500 shares of Florian Wirtz and Van Dijk. We've got Rui, Isak, Haaland, 2,500 of Saka. A lot of Liverpool right here if Isak goes. We got Wirtz, Van Dijk, Isak, and Ekitike. We have Job Bellingham. Job made the top 100, huh? Who I don't see is Jude. Matt Sells, Ruben Diaz, João Pedro, Wilfred Singo, Olise. Andy said, I've done it's just the reverse process. That's great. Great news. Giovanni Di Lorenzo, David Raya, Ola Aina, Jonathan Ta, Henderson, Pulisic, Watkins, and Olmo. I can almost guarantee, no, that's, oh man. I literally was going to say, I can almost guarantee, and I said I can almost guarantee that I'm going to sell those. I've just never been a Danny Olmo guy. Anyway, Foden, Leao, Dembele, Valverde, Hakimi. So we've got a little bit of PSG there. That's Luis Diaz, Cole Palmer, Tapsoba. How about that? Cunha, Kwanzaa. I spoke to somebody recently. I think Kwanzaa was their top like the highest shares that they held. Vardiel, Chevalier, which is fun because now he's at PSG instead of Lille. There's Pedri, Huizen or Heisen. It's probably not like Huizen sauce. Girassi. I'm sorry, skipped. Upamecano, Gabriel. There's Salah. I would have loved some more Salah. Porro, Kane. Excuse me, Girassi. Akliucci. Where's he going again? I know he's at Monaco right now, but I can't remember where he's going. Greenwood, Desiree Doué, Magnan, Lukaku, Romagnoli, Gyökeres. Oh, there's Jude. Man, so I have, what is it? 2,500 shares of Job and 1,000 shares of Jude. Di Gregorio and Kirkez. Oh, no, Kirkez 1,500. Di Gregorio and Bellingham at 1,000. That's share amounts. That's not like dollar amounts. Dumfries, Odegaard, Marmouche, Kubarsi, Courtois, Burmo, Enzo Fernandez. Oh man, only 1,000 of Kimmich and Rachmani. So, well, let me keep going here. That's a lot, man. Saliba, Unai Simon, Flecken, Lenormand. There's Allison, Pedro Neto, Fabian Ruiz, Lenny Yoro. How does Lenny Yoro make the top 100 and not Harry Maguire? Bruno Fernandes, 500 shares. Nemeka, Ezekiel Palacios, and Mohamed Kudus. All right. 96 different players. So there are 4 missing. If anyone, you know who's not here? Mbappe. Surely he's in the top 100, right? So there should be, I'm guessing, 4 that are missing. If I have 96 here. Yeah. Has anyone pulled any players other than what's here? I'm trying to think of like random. So I saw the Dortmund jersey, and so I'm wondering if Julian Brandt is one. Mbappe. I didn't get any Haaland, did I? 3. Oh no, I did get Haaland. Sorry, 2. Who else are we missing? I had Yamal, I had Rafinha, and I had Pedri and Kubarsi. So I feel like that's... So I have Trent. I thought I had some Courtois. I had Vinny Jr. I had Jude. What am I missing? Let's see what the recap says. Okay. Most pack club is Barcelona, as I just mentioned all of those guys. Your estimated average real life transfer value is 66.8 million euros. That's top 25%. $38 Premier League players, 40% of my pack. You have 5,000 shares in Jules Koundé. Pulisic is on the spreadsheet in Discord. I didn't get him, so maybe. I had Pulisic, though. I'm pretty sure I had Pulisic. But no Mbappe. Let's see. So this is now the pro site. And I think my squad should be in here. There it is. There it is. So Founders site, thank you for all your help. But we have moved on. We've moved on to pro.football.fun. So amongst the players who are available today, Coltrane said KDB. Is KDB like, does anybody know if KDB is a, well, because I can't transfer. Oh, actually, hold on. Can I look? So no De Bruyne. Oh, did Mbappe not make the top 100? Or is it just showing mine? It's probably just showing mine. Oh no, these are just the top 10. What am I talking about? So Andy, the list that or did somebody put a list together? I didn't see that list, but these are the top 10 that these are the 10 that I can trade today. In 28 minutes, we can buy shares of these guys. And I'm certainly not going to sell any of them. I was very hesitant on that. This is the page I want. Here we go. Okay. So as we know, yeah, the intro price 0.0125 or not 0.0125 for those of you who love saying that. And yeah, this is the gold value of those players. Man. For anybody who's watched my stuff before, you know that every goalkeeper I see, I'm like, man, I'd love to get rid of that one. And yet Allison is the first one, and that's probably one that I would want to keep. So I'm curious how when Koble gets released so that I can just get the hell out of there. Koble. Yeah. Who were we talking about? Oh, Locatelli. Yeah. I mean, Oblak. That's a lot of shares of Jan Oblak for some reason. Let's see. Yeah. So there's 2 million active supply of Oblak, of which I have 4,000 shares. This website is just so smooth. Like, I love the way it just looks and feels, the way that you're able to get through it. It's really, really good work. So yeah, I don't know did anybody pull Mbappe? I actually have, let's see, somebody sent me let me see if I can see if they got any Mbappe. They did. So I missed out on Mbappe. In fact, their pack, I don't want to, maybe this won't, I don't think this will ghost them. Let's see. I mean, dox them, sorry. They got a ton of goalkeepers. Can I? Yeah. There we go. This is what I wanted to see. So I got, what is that? 6, 12, 15 goalkeepers. David said he has a bunch of Mbappe. So I don't. That was a lot of packs to not get Mbappe. But anyway, so these are the goalkeepers. Like, yes, you need them for the fantasy tournaments, but man, I was very open with Adam that I didn't want any goalkeepers, and yet here I am getting a bunch of them. So I see how it is, Adam. Let's see what defenders we're working with here. Koundé, I know, yeah, and Trent. No content creator luck on FDF then. Yeah, I guess seriously, Mike. I forgot to turn the nozzle up when I open these packs. Let's see. Hakimi. I mean, there are always going to be players that I didn't get that I'll want. And thankfully, I just have to wait for them to get into the marketplace. I'm pretty psyched about getting a decent amount of Yamal. So the midfielders, this is a weird group. I mean, obviously, like Jude's another one. Actually, Jude and Rodri, basically. I wonder if I end up going heavy early on those two, Yeah, no Harry Maguire. I don't know if Harry Maguire made the top 100 or not. He did not make any of my packs. But there's Locatelli, Gibbs White, Barella, Declan Rice, McTominay, Caicedo are the top 6. But then have Vitinha, Rodri, Verts, and Pedri, Palmer. Yeah, that's pretty fun. That's fun. Andy, I think I got some Kirkes. I'm pretty sure I said his name. Yeah, here he is. 1,500 shares of Kirkes. You got the better Bellingham? Well, I got both Bellinghams. I've got Job here, 2,500 shares of Job, and 1,000 shares of Jude. Let's see. Andy Mack said Odegaard, who I think was here. There he is, next to Jude. Gyökeres, who my son says Gyökeres, and I don't really know how to say it, to be honest. I don't speak Swedish. Isn't he Swedish? Yamal. So Yamal being my top forward is fun. But I thought I had some. Oh, I don't. Wait a minute. I swear I had. Oh. There we go. It's a lot of forwards. There's Gyökeres. 1,500 shares. Okay. Kane, Burmo, Marmouche, Greenwood, Douay, Neto. You know who I don't have? Is Kvaratskhelia. So that's Mbappe and Kvaratskhelia, which is a bummer because I really like him also. Let me go back to the midfielders. So it seems like I have more forwards. Oh, I didn't go. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't go to the second page here, but I don't think there was anyone here we mentioned. Yeah. Isak. I have Isak. I'm fairly certain. Because I talked about the Oh, here he is. I was looking for red, but there he is. Kvaratskhelia isn't in this batch. My gosh, the disrespect. Well, no wonder I didn't get him. But yeah, so we have So in 21 minutes, we can start buying shares of individual players of those top 10. And let's see who those 10 are again. So we've gone through it about 25 times. I think I'm more interested in who the second 10 are than the first. Who do we think of this group ends up the highest of the day? I want to say it's Yamal and not even think about it, but I'm starting to think about it slightly, wondering. So, like, the only one that I think is reasonable to get to, no, never mind. I think Yamal's in a group by himself. And if we were to kind of guess, now again, not financial advice. I don't even want to speculate on what the prices actually will be because I have no concept of like where they go once the market opens. But like who ends up being the highest by the end of the day, whatever that ends up being. I think it's Yamal, no problem. And then I'm wondering if Palmer. Do we think Palmer and Salah are close? I don't know. I don't know if they're close or not, but probably. Yeah, I just wonder how bananas people go. Rachmani. I don't think it's him. Let's see. Sorry, we're trying. There was an announcement that was just made in the Football.Fun Discord that I'm not sure I can easily pull it up here. We're talking about rep score. Says the connect page is where your reputation and trust score begins. So let's go there. Here we go. Whoops, sorry. So my rep is at level 15, I guess. Next level 1.6K. So let's see. Your initial buy limits when the marketplace goes live impacts your scores. I'm just going to read this from the Discord instead of showing it on screen. You can earn rep by connecting your social accounts, which I've done here with, those are really my only ones, linking your wallet to verify your trading history, completing objectives, which I don't think are live yet. Oh, they are, excuse me. Open your first pack, open 10 packs, have at least 10 gold worth of shares in a player that scores 1 goal in a tournament, stuff like that. Marketplace spend, skill points and tournament points earned, referrals. And we also have the option to give small amounts manually for things like great content or community involvement. Maybe making up for not giving a content creator Mbappe. Just an idea. Yeah, I was just reading it. How about that? Tien, I do have Bruno. Anyway, where was I? Trying to queue up multiple windows or browser on one account will not work. That's for multiple trading windows. That's a good idea. Contracts costs have been adjusted to 0.5% per match with a minimum of 4 matches refresh at a time. So the rep level is, let me see if I can just show this. Does this work? There we go. So this is what they shared in Discord. The different rep levels. So if you are new, or they just don't understand you, 1 hour, the first hour, you can spend up to $150. And for everybody else, you can spend up to $300. And then the rest of the day, when it gets removed, so rep level 15 gets you $6,000 for the rest of the day. Rep level 12 gets you $4,000, and rep level 10 gets you $3,000. Now, you don't have to spend that, but it's available. That's your level if you want it. And the way that I play it isn't the way that you guys necessarily need to play it, or certainly doesn't at all. Everybody has different budgets and different kind of monetary constraints in what they spend on a game like this. And so, don't worry about what other people are spending at the beginning or ever. It's not what other people do on this platform. It affects all of us in terms of like where prices go, but just because you happen to know some people who are spending a lot of money doesn't mean you need to do the same. Like there's a very, very fun way to play this game in a budget that fits you genuinely. And even if that budget is zero, there's going to be basically a mirrored game that all of us who have played Football.Fun have played already. Like this is the first time that we're playing the pro version of the game. And so the free version up until this point, and the idea is that it mimics the pro version, is incredibly engaging and keeps you involved as you want to be. And so that's going to be coming. So you can take today to watch prices and see where they go and see, they'll settle kind of as the more players get introduced into the market and more people buy shares of different players. Like we'll see where the players kind of end up. And I think a lot of the content around Football.Fun is just going to be kind of like comparing players. Would you rather this guy at this price or this guy at this price? And looking at their matchups in the upcoming week, how many shares have been distributed of that player and whether it's better to get more shares of a player who's more popular or fewer shares of the unpopular player because you'll have a bigger a bigger hold of the available shares. I mean, there's, like I said, there's so many ways to play this that that is just, we're ready to go. So we've got, what is it? 14 minutes until the market opens. Yeah. So I'm sorry. I was reading this also Discord message from Adam that was before, and the one that just like jumped out at me, or there are two. Our objective is to build a strong community of players over the next few weeks. The opening is a big moment, but it's just one day in what we hope is a 10-year plus endeavor of building and playing sports game you want and deserve. Anyone here, and I'm guessing that includes anyone watching the stream at this point, unless you're watching it back years from now, anyone here or that you invite today is here on day one of a game we want to bring to millions of fans over the next decade. Only around 500 people have trusted status on the platform so far. So if you're one of those people, this is a very exciting time. This will slow down initial market movements from where it could be, but it should also result in more fairness as people get the players they want and build a stronger foundation for the market going forward. So yeah, he says we're looking forward to the market opening as we all are, and the first tournament on Friday, which I don't think it's been like technically opened yet. Yeah. But yeah, first tournament Friday with the Premier League, La Liga, and Ligue 1 launching or starting this weekend, and then we're going to get Serie A and Bundesliga the following weekend. So even the number of players who are available, and I'm not sure how they're going to do the tournament, whether it's going to still be top five goalkeepers for one game week, for the first game week, when I don't think, do we even have more than 15 goalkeepers? In my guess of the top 100, I only guessed 10, I think. I think I ended up getting like 12, but I've got 15 here. And so I'm guessing that the first tournament, they only do top 3 goalkeepers who are the highest. And given what we know about the leagues that are starting this weekend. So like we'll have, for my portfolio, like Oblak, or Ter Stegen going to end up starting? I saw he got the captain's armband back, which is going to make that Barcelona situation quite messy. But anyway, Oblak, Trafford, Sells, Rui, Chevalier, Raya, Henderson, Courtois, Flecken, Simone, and Allison. Those are going to be the ones. Yeah, I can't imagine they do 5 for the first game week, or for the first tournament, but we'll see. And then actually, let's see. Did I have more forwards than anything else? Is there like an easy way to show me how many there are? 6, 12, 18, 27 forwards. That makes sense. 6, 12, 18, 20. Yeah. So 27 forwards. How many mids did I get? 26. 7. Oh, same. So maybe they wouldn't have done 30. So maybe we did fewer defenders. No, 27. 27, 27, 27, and whatever, 17, 18, 19. I don't know. I'm not going to do the math right now. Anyway. These are fun. Form, holdings, price changes. Man. I wonder what it'll look like to see the prices move. Like if I want, should I buy more Yamal, or is 4,000 shares enough and I should go buy? Well, I got some of all the first 10, right? Yeah. Did I get Palmer? Okay, I did. 2,000 shares of Palmer. Yeah, I wonder how many people sell. Um, whoops, I don't want to look up transfers. Do you think we're going to see much movement of people selling these like shares of Vardiol, Rachmani, Bruno? I don't know. Today just feels like a buying day to me. I don't know. But it's what I'm particularly interested in is like watching Yamal. He's the one I'm the most interested in, just because I think he's like, it's a weird thing to say. He's my favorite player when it's like he's a 18-year-old kid who's like nearly the age of my son, or my son is nearly his age, at least compared to my age. So I wonder if like these will update effectively in real time. What happens if I go to try to buy some, what the slippage fees are? I don't know. I spent most of my budget for FDF on Founders Packs. So it's kind of like, not that I'm at the mercy of when these guys start to trade, because like I don't see myself holding on to a lot of Svensson shares. Maybe I will. Maybe when the Nations League pops up and I need a Swedish stack or Swedish players because they're playing San Marino. And I'm like, oh, wait, I have Svensson and Gyökeres. Now I'll be rolling in it. 1,500 shares. This is a tough. So I was looking at this yesterday. These opening few matches for for Arsenal are not easy. They're like at Old Trafford, home against Leeds, which is fine. At Anfield, home against Forest, and then home against Man City. Like 3 out of those 5 are tough. But I mean, they are what they are, I suppose. Yeah. It's just like, I'm not even sure. I don't know what to expect because we've never seen something like this before. We've never seen a fantasy football trading site like this that is launching with a kind of a limited buy opportunity for whales. David said expect fireworks. I mean, I assume so, but like, where do we think the best place to look at prices is? Gosh, it's like, one of those that there's so much to, I don't know where to start. Or maybe we've already started. Like Trent Alexander-Arnold is my second biggest holding, and he's one of the first 10. I mean, Yamal is there. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 3, 3. Yamal is my 6th biggest holding. And like, where does he go? And we know that the founding price is all 0.0125. How does that change things if I wanted to double my shares, that's like $50. But again, I'm not going to be able to get this price right away once the market opens, I assume. So where do we think that price goes? I put 100 gold in to start because, like I said, that's my budget for today. Even though it includes one of my favorite players, which is Yamal. Or are we going to see like a live deposit on the show? Transfer page and sort by price change. I mean, we'll just see it right here, right? We don't even need to sort it. But I suppose we could, I mean, I don't know. 4 minutes though. 4 minutes. I can't fathom what this is like for everyone who works at FDF right now. Like how much work they put into this site and have it literally be able to have this like culminating moment of commencement of this is it. They got here and delivered in a time that allows us to get shares in for this weekend tournament, and all of us are just dying to play now. Yeah, this is, yeah. Congrats to them. Honestly, like doing something like this is far from easy, and doing it in the way that they did by, the specific things that they used, or the specific way they set it up in terms of using smart contracts that allow us to know that our wallets are separated from company funds and that we have full control over our wallets, and allowing the market to move in a way that, doesn't punish you significantly if things go wrong. I don't know. It's they just bravo to them. Congratulations, because it's like, it's crazy how difficult what they are accomplishing is. And we just like, I think we all just take it for granted because we just look and we're like, oh, cool website. And oh yeah, I'll just like deposit and put money in and we'll see what happens. But like, man, this is something. And obviously everybody who's here, at least on day one, we're hoping that we are of these people that were like, yeah, no, years from now, like we were here on day one. And what was the line that they had on, you only get one day one? Is that what Adam said? Oh no, this is the old one. Did they put it on the Football.Fun? Yeah, there it is. There is only one day one. And this says 1 hour to go, but we actually have 1 minute. 1 minute to go. And then it's just chaos. Or not. Who knows? Do we go team refresh and just like constantly refresh for the minute? I generally think that anything today, like the way that I'm thinking of it, I don't need to be a first minute buyer. I'm certainly going to try. But, if you're a 5th minute buyer, if you're a 69th minute buyer, it's still day one. And, if we have the, 1 o'clock, go. If we have the 10 plus years, let's go us. Wow. What if we just went straight up? Do I get 5,000 more shares? 5% fee? No. Price change. Looks like Palmer into the early lead. Interesting. 0.0133. How do I get this quickly? Wow. 0.246. Yamal's flying. There he is. 0.28. Oh my goodness. Who else? Palmer looks too low now. Where's Salah? Ooh, nobody touching Salah. Look at Yamal go. Man. How do I... Why can't I buy? Price move. Oh, yeah. Wow. This is... Wow, he is really flying. Now this is like if everybody has Yamal, I guess everyone is just pouring into Yamal. Trent, just no respect for Bruno. I feel bad almost. Surprised Palmer's not going faster. Gosh, Yamal, look at that. Who do Chelsea even have week 1? I don't want to take this off the page. Who do they have this weekend? I'm going to have rankings out later the next few days. Home against Crystal Palace this weekend. Wow. Rahmani. People getting out of Rahmani. That's interesting. I mean, it's not interesting. I think he was the most boring of the top 10. Kimmich doesn't even play this week. Can I get, let's see. Let's buy some Palmer. Or not. The slippage was auto. Why doesn't it just go? Do I have to change it to 10% or something nuts? 100 gold. Maybe I just need less. Salah. Who's Liverpool have this weekend? Oh, yeah, Bournemouth. Waiting for Maguire to turn. All right, so we have 50 shares of, or $50 worth of Salah. Is there anyone else we want to add to? Trent seems low, man. How much Rahmani am I holding? 1,000 shares. I wonder how many people are just getting out of Rahmani. 200% now on. What was the price I got on Salah? Nope, there we go. Oh, wait, this wasn't. Where was the transactions page? I knew there was one. History. 0.0161 is what I got Salah in. 0.0162. Look at that. Look at that. This Yamal thing is nuts. The fact that I was unable to get Yamal at under 0.02 seems a little tilting right now. And I wonder if it just keeps going. Palmer 0.0185. I don't really want. Yeah, Palmer's an interesting one. I wonder why I was able to get 50. Oh, I guess. How much Palmer do I have? 2,000 shares. I mean, we should just do a Yamal watch. This graph's going to have to update a little faster. I mean, they all look like that, except Rahmani. Poor guy. 0.0434. Seems like we're settling. Oh, I take that back. Does Palmer beat Kimmich to 0.2? Oh, Haaland coming up. This is really interesting. Allison's got to have one of the better possibilities to be the top goalkeeper this weekend. Home against Bournemouth. I'm not about to start buying goalkeepers, but you know what I mean. Oh, Kimmich getting very close to Palmer. Oh, Kimmich first to 0.02. There he is. Or second after Yamal, obviously. And there's Palmer. Bruno's just disrespected all over the place. I tell you. I don't know what to make of Yamal. It's one of those that, like, if you're like, he's going to be the first to be 0.1, does it matter that you got in at 0.47? Let's have some fun. Can I even buy 50? I said 100. I was willing to spend Aguero. All right, so we got 1,000 more shares of Yamal. So now I have 5,000 shares of Yamal at very, 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 very different prices. But I think that's all I'm doing today. And I realize there are people who are plowing in so much money, but you're like, hey, you do you. Oh, Kimmich back down under 2. And yeah, now Palmer and Haaland over. Okay. All right. I mean, we're 7 minutes in, by the way. I don't know. Yeah, this is wild. Oh, Rachmani creeping up. I don't know who Napoli start with. Obviously, it's not this weekend. Sassuolo and then Cagliari. Wow, that's interesting. That's very interesting. All right. Yeah. As a reminder, nobody can spend more than $300 per player. There will be a lot of failed trades because of slippage. This is from the announcement right now. You can click the little arrow next to the feed, open the drop-down menu, and set a custom slippage to try to avoid this. Yeah, this is incredible. Let me see. Sorry, I'm just going over here to retweet stuff. So these are the price movements of a bunch of users who can't spend more than $300 right now. And Yamal is now at 0.05. Man, this is so cool. This is so cool. Let's see. Just make sure my holdings were updated. So I've got 5,009.16 shares of Yamal and then 4,607 of Salah. And then those are the only ones that I bought today. TAA has now risen, as has Haaland. Now, the reason, just a reminder that like Jules Koundé is not available to trade yet, which is why his price isn't moving. Same with Locatelli, Oblak, all of these guys. So I couldn't buy or sell these guys if I wanted to. The ones that I have, let's see. Price change 1 hour. Let's see. So these are the biggest of the guys in the top 10 that I owned. Why is Koundé here? He shouldn't have had a price rise. Price change in the last hour. Yamal, Salah, TA, Koundé. Oh, it's weird. I guess we could just do it by price. I don't want price change. Actually, price isn't here. Whatever. Yamal 0.0561. I should have tried harder when it was 0.02. That seems to be the case. So basically every day at 1 p.m. Eastern for the next couple of days, 10 more players get released. And so you'll see stuff like this of players moving quickly. Mbappe somewhere. I don't have any, so but he'll be there. Palmer now up 130%. Let's just go to the transfers page again. Wow. Now, I don't think there's any expectation these things go like this forever. The expectation is they don't. But as a reminder, there are some people who are probably here who want to spend $3,000 or $6,000 and can only spend $300, and that's where we are right now. Including a lot of people who make it a point to say, "Hey, remember that you don't always just want more shares of the players that everybody has. It's helpful to have shares of people that don't have." So like the active supply is now 2.8 million of Yamal. And again, we started at 2 million. But I'm guessing Rachmani is much lower. 2.2 million, yeah. There's just not as much. 2.2 with Allison. Trent, 2.3. Vardiol, probably the same. Yep. Bruno. $2.4. Yeah. And again, these aren't the final, like these are 10 of the 100 in the first, I don't know if it's 100 in the first week or first 10 of the 200 that we'll have over the next few weeks. But I think generally these are going to be the more popular players. Obviously, we know Yamal is going to be there. So I think the fun thing is just, let's see, we are 13 minutes in. Yamal has gone from 0.0125 to 0.0591, 372.5% increase, which is by far the highest. Cole Palmer second, Joshua Kimmich third, Erling Haaland fourth, Mohamed Salah fifth. Salah getting very close to the plus 100% today. Man, this is going to be fun when there's just like when it's just all of it, when it's just constantly moving. Or maybe it doesn't constantly move, but like we'll see prices settle at certain points and then things happen. Somebody has a great game and all of a sudden things start to move. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to go so that you guys can go get in here. If you have not gotten in yet, sign up at Football.Fun. The easiest way to deposit, you have to make sure that you use USDC on base. It's very easy. I did it through MetaMask. And if I can do it through MetaMask, anybody can do it. So this is the game, or this is the market to start. Don't expect these green arrows to have these 3-digit numbers after them always, but it's what we see. Yamal 0.06. There it is. Wow. And so, yeah, if you have any questions, everyone in the FDF Discord is super, super helpful. Everybody is wanting this to succeed in the best way possible. It's a very welcoming community because it's a bunch of people who want to have fun, either trading player shares, scouting for fantasy football, doing both, and it's all available on Football.Fun. So thank you to everybody for coming. Please make sure that you subscribe to the FDF with Laird channel on YouTube. If you're a YouTube person, if you prefer watching on X, just follow me at Andrew M. Laird, and all of my streams will be dual broadcasts on both of those. And so if you want to watch those, don't hesitate to subscribe. And if you want to support the content any further, I do have a Patreon, patreon.com/Andrew M. Laird. Just allows me to get all of the content that I love to do out to as many people as possible. So yeah, thank you everybody for coming. Get in here. It's super fun. Congratulations to everyone in FDF for their day one launch. And when you're all done, please make sure you get outside.